Hello everyone. Oh, I don't know, I'm trying to sit in a different corner of the house, but how's that? Am I too far away? I think I'm too far away. Hello, welcome everybody to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a sit down 12-month postpartum video. I never thought I'd be saying that in what feels like so soon. 12 months. How are the boys? Okay, first quickly let me just cover this. I know I'm not quite 12 months, I'm 11 months tomorrow, but next month's a bit crazy and I know I'm not gonna have time to film this, so what's gonna change in 1 month? Not a lot, right? So I thought I'd do this now as there's a lot I want to cover and I'm excited to talk to you all. Today's video is going to be how I'm doing, how I'm feeling 12 months postpartum, and what I've learned being a mum of twins for the last 11-12 months. So let's get into it. This is going to be a sit down chatty video, so grab a coffee, grab a wine. I'm going to have my coffee. This is what I have today: a Rise oat milk nitro cold brew coffee. Never had it before, but let's give it a go. I'm going to drink it out of this snazzy glass. Oh my gosh, because it just makes me feel fancy. So I love nitro. Does anybody else just love nitro things? So good. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to enjoy this and I'm going to chat to you all. But yeah, I am just going to be sat here chatting. So maybe this is a video to put on in the background while you're cooking dinner or doing the laundry or the dishes or whatever it may be, because it's not going to be that thrilling to watch, but maybe you want to listen. So, hi. Let me just get comfy. I'll spill the drink now. Delicious. I'm really hungry. It's like 2 p.m. and I haven't had lunch. The boys are asleep, so I want to film this before I eat, because otherwise they might wake up before I get to speaking to you all. But if you're new here, hi, and if you're old here, thanks for coming back. My name's Natalie and I make videos on motherhood and lifestyle, and that's pretty much it, I think. I have a dog that I absolutely adore. He makes an appearance in most videos, and yeah, I'm living here in LA and originally from the UK, so there's a little bit about me. But yes, I had boys in September of 2020 and they are soon to be 1, and I cannot believe it. This year has been a whirlwind, so let's get started. So obviously I don't have a huge social media following, and I would have loved to have done like a Q&A for any questions people had, but I did do a bit of research. And find out some of the most frequently asked things for mothers at this point of postpartum. So let's get into the nitty-gritty first. My period came back 7 months postpartum, exactly 1 month after I'd completely stopped breastfeeding, I think. I know I started transitioning the boys at 5 months because we were due to travel at 7 months. And I suppose it was just a bit after, probably about 7.5 months, because it was funny actually. In my head, I always thought my period's gonna come back surely when I stop breastfeeding, because that's naturally what normally happens, I think. Don't quote me on that, I don't know, but I think. And I'd completely stopped on the drive down from Seattle to LA, and there was one day and we were driving, I thought, wouldn't it be awful if this happened on the drive, because I don't have anything with me, and we weren't making frequent stops because we were very under time constraints to get to where we were going. And lo and behold, it came the very last day before we arrived in LA. So at least it was the last day and we had to make a pit stop, of course. But yeah, 7.5 months, and it hasn't been that much different to pre-pregnancy, to be honest, but I miss the pregnancy days of not having periods, let me tell you that. And now I just keep forgetting, like it seems so long that I didn't have it that I forget. So going on to physical appearance and weight, this is probably one of the things that I'm struggling with most currently. Haven't been up until now, but I didn't gain an awful lot of weight during pregnancy. Surprisingly, having 2 babies, I thought I was going to gain way more. I don't want to throw in a load of numbers here and stuff because I know it's a very sensitive subject, but I was pleased with my weight gain. And then obviously when I had the boys, I literally dropped the weight straight away, and I even lost more weight when I was breastfeeding. But once I stopped breastfeeding, I've definitely gained that weight back, and I'm exactly the same as I was pre-pregnancy, but physique-wise, I am really not. I am definitely not as strong as I was, and I feel very weak, and just not as strong as I was at all pre-pregnancy, and that is what I'm struggling with a little bit, especially now, the boys being the age that they are, and they are so physically demanding, and they are heavy. They're like 24 pounds each, so lifting them all day, it's tiring, and it's not tiring in a sense it's making me stronger, it's just making me more and more tired. So this is something I'm battling with right now, and I really am trying to make a new routine and a new plan going forward of how I can tackle that and try and get some exercise in and work out and just feel better and feel stronger and feel more energized with them, because I know it's only going to get harder from here on out. So look, so I think I'm going to do a video later in the week about this and about how I'm going to start a new routine. If you'd be interested, let me know. That is on the plan. But yeah, so my physique in general, I have lost so much muscle because I think when I hit 20 weeks pregnant, I got quite bad pelvic pain, and I wanted to work out, but I just couldn't. So I stuck to walking daily, and that's all I did. And obviously we're talking like a year of no resistance training or strength training. Of course I'm gonna have lost all that muscle. I think you lose muscle in like a month. So it's well and truly gone. So even though I am the same weight that I was, I have gained a lot of fat because I had muscle weight that has now disappeared. So I'm the same weight, but I'm not really at all. So yeah, exercise is key for me now, and I feel ready to do it. I'm just exhausted all the damn time, let me tell you. I would be lying if I didn't say that. I do not have much energy left over for myself once I've finished all the tasks of the day with the boys. All day I literally feel like I'm either feeding them, changing them, chasing them, helping them because they're crying, stopping them from eating things because everything goes in their mouth, cleaning up after them, cooking for them. Like, there's always something. I have so much respect for mothers now. I never realized just how much it entailed having a baby and having two. It's like double, but not really double, you know. It's just a lot. And everyone tells you that before you have your first baby. Enjoy this time, enjoy being alone, enjoy doing things with your husband, enjoy going out and having a coffee and reading a book and all these things. And you never enjoy them because of course you can't wait to have a baby. Like, you've done years of that, but then they come and you realize just how little days you have left to appreciate those things. So I'm not going to tell you, but you know what's coming. On top of being exhausted, another thing that just trips me out every day is the endless things that I need to do. When the boys nap, I feel like on such a timer, and it's overwhelming how much that I want to get done or how much needs to be done. I end up really not achieving much, and that stresses me out even more. So it's like this vicious cycle, and it's hard. It's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I have days where I can easily just sit with the boys and enjoy time, spending time with them and playing with them, and other days where I just want to get stuff done, mundane things around the house, cleaning, laundry, dishes, things like that, and I just feel like hopeless because I cannot leave them and I don't have anybody to watch over them. And yes, I know there's options to have help, but financially and personally we don't want to do that, and I want to be with the boys, so I'm trying to figure it out. I do just feel like I need a better structure and routine, and then obviously have grace, because you cannot get everything done. There's no way you can, and it's okay if the house is a state. There's not a lot of people here. That's been one positive during COVID. Not many people have come around, so even if the house has been a state, no one's been here to see it. Anyway, moving on, because I kind of digressed there and went away. We were talking about weight and I ended up talking about the boys. But so let's go on to mental health and emotions, because this is quite a sensitive topic and I want to tread lightly here, because I especially feel very lucky to have never personally suffered from any sort of serious mental health. Yes, I've had days and moments, but nothing major, and I can't say that I've ever suffered from depression and things like that. But what I can tell you is that postpartum anxiety is definitely something that I have experienced. I was never anxious pre-pregnancy. I didn't even know what it felt like to get anxious or to have anxiety. I remember Alex bringing it up, and I could never get my head around how he was feeling when he said he felt anxious. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't imagine not being able to get those thoughts away that weren't necessarily true. And since having the boys, that has changed considerably. I didn't even know that I didn't even know that postpartum anxiety was a thing until I saw a post on Instagram about it, and I was just flicking through and I saw all these bullet points and I was like, yes, yes, yes to all of them. And it's changed. At the beginning, I guess it was more structured around the boys. When I was nursing them, it was about feeding and naps and timing, and yes, that's still there a little bit, but more around the aspects of like danger and the boys getting hurt, and just hearing things that aren't there or smelling things that aren't there. The other night I thought I could smell fire and I like panicked and was like checking that there was no smoke in the house, and it's like, are you okay? But yeah, I frequently worry when we're out in the car that something is going to happen bad, and I have thoughts when Alad's away, like, what if this happens, what if that happens? But I know I know it's not permanent, and I know it's going to go, and I'm dealing with it. It's not like a major issue for me, and I know it's there, so it's not bothering me that much. It's just a new level of worry that I have now I am a mum, I guess. I hope I'm not missing things out here. I've tried to bullet point everything that I want to mention down, but I keep like skipping and going into different sections of what I want to talk about. So in terms of emotions throughout the 12 months, I think at the beginning I had a couple of weekends or like wobbly moments where I felt really sad, and that was definitely postpartum hormones playing a huge role. And it was a horrible feeling, horrible. Like, there was not a specific thing that made me feel sad. It was just like a general feeling overall, and I could just cry at anything. And I think it was especially the dog. The dog made me cry on several occasions. I just felt really sorry for him, and I missed spending time with him because I was just with the boys all the time. And it got better and it kind of disappeared, and then life carries on and stuff, and I've been fine on the whole. I have days now where I again feel sad, but it's more missing things that I used to be able to do, and really having no time for myself, and knowing that that is an adjustment. I feel like this isn't spoken about enough, and it is a huge adjustment getting used to motherhood and being a mum in general, and people don't talk about it. They talk about having babies and bringing babies up and how hard it is to be a mum, but they don't talk about the person that you were that's just disappeared, because that for me is something that I'm struggling with a little bit. It's like everything that I used to do and used to love is just forgotten, and now I'm a mum, and it's like, hang on, when do I get those moments back that were for me and purely for me? And then there's the realistic reality of having 3 hours a day when your baby naps to do anything, and then the evenings are taken up with other tasks that need doing. So yeah, it's full on, and that is one of the biggest things that I sometimes get down about now. But on the whole, I'm doing very well, and I'm loving this new phase of life, and I'm so excited for them to reach 1, and they're so nearly walking, and there's all this stuff that's yet to come, and I'm very excited for it all. Talking about like keeping a part of me going, that is mainly why I'm doing this YouTube. As much as I want the boys to be able to see videos of them when they were younger, when they get older, and also my family and friends back in the UK, it's so nice for them to be able to watch this. I am doing it for me. It's sort of like a personal diary and log, and it's something that keeps me motivated every week. Yes, I feel like sometimes I'm putting unneeded stress on myself to get videos up and loaded and done in the week. Like right now, there's a million things I could be doing, but I'm sat here doing this. But it makes me feel like I've accomplished something, and I really enjoy talking to you all, so I am pushing myself to do it. But yeah, there's time that needs to be going into everything, and I'm just trying to get the priorities in order. And that's something I'm working on every week. I'm trying to get better at it, and I'm seeing things flying above my head, and there we go. That's one of the many struggles. My C-section, I definitely feel like I recovered well. The recovery wasn't super horrendous. I was back doing things really quickly, but in terms of like my body now, I feel like I had very bad abdominal separation. I didn't really know that was a thing, and I didn't know about it, and now I'm dealing with it. I'm not getting back pain as such, but I am getting really bloated at certain times of the day and for like no reason, and just the way my stomach feels and my core strength is totally gone. So that's something I'm working on, and it's going to take a lot of time, I know, to heal. My scar is amazing. It's like pretty much invisible, and I don't have any numbness around it or anything like that. It's like I never had it, and that feels so mad to me, to think that those 2 babies came out of me and everything's gone back to normal. Isn't that so weird? And you just have this like tiny scar left to remember it. Bizarre, absolutely bizarre. Talking about being exhausted though, and just like, this has come to my mind because I'm talking about the C-section, but how do people get pregnant again so quickly after having a child? Like, the thought that my sister-in-law and my mum would have been pregnant already by this point baffles me. There's no way that I could get pregnant right now. Maybe that's because I've got twins, but there's even twin mums that get pregnant again this soon. Like, wow. I bow down to those people, because no way, no way. So yeah, as I've been talking, I think I've kind of encompassed some of the stuff that I've learned having twin boys, but my God, it has been an amazing journey. Wild, crazy. So I've learned so much. I've watched 2 people lately on YouTube that said the same thing, and one of them just had 1 boy and 1 girl, but the other had twin boys, and they were saying just how nuts what the boys were in particular, like getting into everything, getting onto everything, eating everything. Like, the boys put everything in their mouth. I caught one of them the other day with a screw in his mouth, and it's just made me rethink everything, and like, I really cannot leave them unattended. I do not trust them for a second. And the people I watched on YouTube were like, our little girl was not this crazy. So is it a boy thing? I don't know. I'm sure it can't be. I'm sure it's just a personality or a child thing, but it just seems like a little bit of a coincidence that these boys are just wild when they're babies. And one of the other girls on YouTube, she's got twin boys and a girl, and pardon me, she's always said that she'd like to have a big family of maybe 5 children, and she said these twin boys have really put her off, and she's like, maybe 1 more child, maybe none, because she's just so exhausted from them. So they are older than mine, so I know I've got a lot more to come, and that is why I really want to put a bit of time in my weeks going forward to find some way that I can exercise and just feel like I'm gaining a bit of strength, because it's only going to get tougher. They're only going to get more and more energetic, and I just want to feel good. I miss waking up and feeling like, yes, I can take on the day, and yes, I feel like ready to go for a run, or to go and play with them and run around outside, or I don't know, I just want to feel full of energy again. Maybe I'm setting my hopes too high, but where there's a will, there's a way, right? I hope. So yeah, I think I've covered everything that I want to cover. I'm sorry, I always feel like I skip around and miss stuff, but yeah. That will be it for today. This was quite a short one, but you don't want to sit and listen to me talking like this for too long, I'm sure. So I will be back hopefully with a day in the life or weekly vlog showing my new routine that I'm hoping to get. I am doing quite well. I've kind of started it already, so I'm going to update you all about that in the next video. So take care everybody, and I'll speak to you soon.